In today's video, I will be showing how to make a leader stats system or a player stats. And if you don't know what that is, I'm here in this game. And if I either click on these three buttons and click on leaderboard or press tab, I'll open up the player list and you see how it says stage, and then everybody has their own value of what stage they're on. And then if you go to the next checkpoint, it will increase in value. Well, I'm going to be showing you how to do that today. So let's get started really quick. First, you're going to open up a base plate in Roblox Studio. And what we're going to want to do, go to our Explorer. If you can't find your Explorer, go to this top tab where it says View. Click on that. On the very left, click on Explorer and open up your Explorer tab. So now that we are in there, we want to go to where it says Server Script Service. Click on the little plus right next to it. And then either it'll be right here or you can type in script and then click on the script. That looks like that. That is a server script. We can delete print hello world. And what you should do is name your script to what it's going to be. And for us, it's going to be the leader stats. You don't have to name your scripts, but it makes it a lot easier to find out where everything is. So let's see. What we need to do first is we need to make a function that detects when a player joins our game. And how we do that is we say game dot players, which is game itself is everything you see in Explorer right here. Everything right here is in the game. And then these little arrows right here, these are children of a workspace, and lighting, this would be the children of lighting. And we'll get to that in a second, how to refer to those. But we're going to get the players because we want to see whenever a player joins the game. So after game.players, we want to do the event player added. And as you see here, it fires when a player enters the game. And then we're going to connect that event by doing the colon and then connect. And then we'll do some parentheses. And now we want to connect a function. A function is just a block of code that runs whenever you call it. And we're calling it every single time a player joins the game. Now we want to add a parameter. So every time a player joins the game, we will then take the player who just joined and we'll make that player our parameter. So we put player right here. So let's say if I were to join the game, then player would be equal to CalDux. Or if whoever else joined the game, then this parameter would be equal to them. And it keeps doing that for everyone who joins the game. So now that we have our player who joined the game, we want to make a folder inside the player called leaderstats. So let's do that right now. So we want to make a variable by using local. That's how you start off a variable. And then we want to name our variable and name it stuff based on what it's going to be so it doesn't get confusing. So let's do local leader stats. And we're going to make that variable equal to an instance, a new instance, instance.new. And what an instance is pretty much, if you go to your viewport or like click on this right there, this is your game's viewport. And if you right click and hit insert object, I'm going to show you if, all right. Oh, there we go. So everything you see here is an instance. An instance is just an object or value in the Roblox game itself. So when we want to spawn something in with a script, we will use the instance.new function. So, and we want to get a folder. And we're going to put that in our player. So let's do that right now. So instance.new. And then you see up here, it needs to be a string. That this first parameter for instance. So to do a string, we're going to do the quotation marks. And then what we want to spawn in is a folder. So we'll type in folder. And then this one's optional. I'll show you both ways. But now we want to see, well, now we want to put this folder inside of our player. So you can either do it like this, put a comma after folder and these quotation marks, a space, and then now this value is going to be the value we want to put the folder inside of, which is our player. I like doing it like that, but you could just do it like, you could just drop a line and then say leaderstats dot parent equals player. And what parent is, I'll show you here. We're going to insert a part in the workspace. And you see workspace, or not workspace, the part. If we look in the properties tabs, and to get to the properties tabs, you want to go back to view, and it's right next to Explorer. Click on properties. So if you look in our properties, we'll see all these properties that we can change about the part, its color, its transparency, all that. But if you look down here, keep looking down in the data section, we can see something called parent, and its parent is workspace. That's because we put the part inside a workspace. And what workspace is everything you can see. This is everything you can see in the game. That's your workspace. So like if I were to put this inside of server storage, then you couldn't see it because it's in the server's storage. Or if I put it in like, anything else, but put in workspace because that's where we want it. And its parent is workspace. So what we want to make this parent is the player who joined. So let me make this a little easier to understand if you haven't already. I'm going to insert our player right here. Imagine this is our player that just joined the game. And now whenever he joins, see, this is everything that's inside of our player. But now, whenever he joins, there is going to be a folder inside of them, like that. But we haven't named our folder anything yet. So let's do that. So to name our folder, we just want to call our variable again. And then we're going to change its name. So dot name. And we're going to make that equal to, and it has to be leaderstats. It has to be spelled like that. It has to be all lowercase for it to work. So just make sure you don't misspell it and make sure it's all lowercase and you'll be fine. You can pause and copy if you want. So now we named it leaderstats. So now this folder would be named leaderstats. So whenever a player joins, bam, 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 all these players just join our game. And inside every single player, there is a folder called leaderstats. So there we go. And I can show this again. So if I join the game and I go inside the players tab where the players go whenever they join. And now here's Caltux. If I go inside of Caltux, there you go. There's a folder called leaderstats along with my backpack, my starter items if I have any, and all my other stuff. Now that we got that working, we want to add a value that we can see up there. Like how in the obby, there was a thing called stage, then the number representing our, like what checkpoint we're on or what level we're on. So let's make a thing right here, local, let's call it points. And we're gonna make that equal to another instance. And what we want here is we're going to want an int value. What that means is an integer value. And what an integer is just a number. So we just want a number, a value to hold our number. And we're going to make that parented to the leader stats folder we just made. So now if we join the game, hold on, let's customize it really quick. So points dot name, if I can spell it right. So dot name is going to be equal to points. You can name it whatever you want, and you can make it whatever you want, but this is just for the tutorial. Points dot name, and now we want to set the points value. So you want to set what you're going to start off with, basically. Like how maybe in some simulator games, you start off with like, or here, like a tower defense game if you played one. In the starting off, you join the game, and they give you a free like 100 gems to summon your first unit. So if you would want to do that, you would make this 100. But we're going to make it 0. You're not going to start off with anything. So now that we made that, we can check in the game now. See, now that we see up here, we have something called points and we have 0. We check in our explorer and the players, our player. Now we have something in leader stats. We got leader stats. We have an integer value called points with a value of 0, as we just made. So that's how you make values in your leader stats. But I'm going to show you how to increase this value just with a simple thing here. Let's make a part, and we're just gonna scale this, do whatever with it, make it however you want to look like. We're gonna anchor it so it doesn't, so we can't like kick it away. Then inside, we're gonna name this part click part. All right, and we are going to click the plus sign next to click part, and we're going to add in a click detector. And it's pretty self-explanatory what that does. It just detects whenever you click it. So now we are going to add a script inside of click part. All right. So what we want to do is we're going to want to get this part. So local click part equals. And since we're in a script, we can refer to the script that we're in, just being in the script, by just saying script. Saying script, it just means we're just referring the thing we're editing right here, just like that. So now we want to get the parent of the script, which is click part. So there we go. Click part is script.parent, the parent of the script we're in. All right, now we want to go into click part, dot. I'm going to put a period because we're going to refer to something inside of click part. And what we want to refer to is the click detector. So the click detector. And now we want to do an event that's built in with the click detector called mouse click, which is pretty much detects whenever you click the part which has the click detector. And then we're going to connect another function to that event. And then we're going to have the player as the parameter again, the player who clicked it. And if we use the print function here and we print out player, and if we go into the game, make sure you have your output open. Output, go to your view tab, and it'll be right here at the top. Output. That's pretty much shows you if your scripts have an error, or it shows whenever you want to print something, it'll show up in the output. So we go over to this part and we click it, it'll then print Caltux because we wanted it to print the player who clicked the part. So let's stop that. But that click, actually, hold on. Let's see if that did the character or the player. Okay, that did the player. So we want the, actually, yeah, we do want that. Never mind. What am I saying? Alright. Sorry, that's just the AI autofill whenever you stop typing. But what we want to do now is we want to get the player's leader stat we just made, and we want to increase the point value. So how we can do that is we can say, let's make a variable for the leader stats. Local leader stats equals player dot leader stats. Then we're going to say leader stats dot points, plural, yep, plural. And now we want to increase its value by 1, which we can either do by saying dot value equals leader stats that points that value plus 1, or we can just say it by, here, let's delete this. If you want to add something, you can say plus equals and then your number, which basically just means this, but it's shorter. So plus equals 1. If you want it to multiply it by something, you can do asterisk equals 1 or 2 or whatever. Or if you want to subtract it, you can do minus equals 1, 2, whatever, and so on. So we want to add 1 point to our points value every time we click that part. Now that we have that, we can go into our game, walk over to our part, and every time we click this part, it should increase our points value by 1 every time we click it. So let's click it, and there we go. Every time we click this part, our points value goes up by 1. And we can do this for however long we want. So that is the end of the video, and I hope you guys learned something. I hope you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. I'm gonna be pushing more videos, like little tutorials like this, sooner or later. But I hope you learned something today, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you.